Hello and welcome to Newsfeed on Trust TV. I am Sumaya Abubakar, taking you through the stories trending online that people are talking about and sharing around the globe today. We are kicking out Kekena Pep, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike says. Avoid irregular migration to Canada. It is not worth it, says Abike Dabiri Erewa. PDP governors publicly back the judiciary in spite of their colleagues being sacked by courts. And Ghana MP apologizes to Harry Maguire for comparing the Man United defender to the country's vice president. Top of what's trending today, we have the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has said that his administration is set to stop the operation of tricycle, popularly known as Kekena Pep, in some areas in Abuja. The minister also promised that the menace of one chance would soon be over in Nigeria's capital, saying there will be no operation of Kekena Pep in Asokoro and Maitama. According to Wike, the FCDA will be rolling out buses and taxis very soon to solve the problem of transportation and the criminal activities of one chance in the FCT. Wike said these buses and taxis will ply all the routes in Asokoro and Maitama. We are kicking out Kekena Pep, at least in these areas. Some of these Kekena Pep are agents of criminals. The former governor of Rivers State added that if we have the buses, people will prefer to come from their areas and come to work and go back. The minister, who was addressing Estate Developers and Residents Association in the Federal Capital Territory, called on the residents to cooperate with the FCDA by paying their taxes. It is painful, but it is an inconvenience that we must face, Wike added. A netizen commented, people's source of income with all the crises going on in this country. Another said, when you ban stairs, make sure to provide escalator. Now, this statement is not about stairs. Another person wrote, Kekena Pep isn't the cause of one chance. It is those taxis that do along in Abuja. Why not create a motorized body where these drivers are verified? Next on what's trending is avoid irregular migration to Canada. It is not worth it, Abike Dabiri Erewa says as she visits shelter in Canada where some Nigerians seeking asylum are kept. The chairman, CEO, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, the NIDCOM, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, has urged Nigerians traveling abroad to go legitimately and with proper documentations to avoid unpleasant consequences. A statement released by Abdulrahman Balogun, the spokesperson of NIDCOM, says Dabiri Erewa stated this when she visited some Nigerians in one of the shelters in Brampton, Canada. The NIDCOM boss sympathized with their condition and urged others planning to travel without proper documentation arrive the country to seek asylum to desist, as the situation is getting tougher in many countries, adding that it is just not worth it more often than not. Take a listen at what more she had to say.
So, while in Brampton, Canada, I visited one of the numerous shelters across Canada for asylum seekers. This is just one of the many in Brampton. And here we met with some of the asylum seekers here, young, vibrant Nigerians. We counsel them and we give them some items and we counsel them. And hopefully we pray and hope that they will get out of this situation. It really is not quite a pleasant sight to behold. And we thank the Nigerians who have been supporting them.
You will need to endure. Don't have any expectation. The only expectation you should have is God at this point in time. Your case is in God's hands, all of them, okay? And as much as you can, in the process of trying to get your papers, don't pitch Nigeria back.
But the key thing is, I hope you get out of this. But for the next person planning to do this, it's not worth it.
A guy said, my guy traveled last 2 months and he did not spend up to 3 weeks in asylum camp, and now he is out of the camp. The Canadian government is paying him $1,000 every month till he gets a job. Don't allow them to lie to you. Jackpot if you want to, but get a skill before thinking of traveling. Someone wrote, there are many Nigerians living in Nigeria as refugees, brutally displaced from their original homeland as a result of insecurity and flood. Use your good office, ma, and bring some relief to them. Another guy added, get things working in Nigeria and people will stop the jackpot syndrome. Next on What's Trending, we have the Governors Forum of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, has publicly backed the judiciary in spite of their colleagues being sacked by courts. Addressing the media at a meeting in Abuja on Thursday, November 23rd, the governors described the two ruling by the appellate court sacking two of their members as temporary setback. In a communique issued at the end of their deliberations, the opposition governors said the meeting reviewed the recent judgments of the Court of Appeal concerning governors of various states and noted the mixed outcome. As a forum, we once again restate our overall confidence in the judiciary to do justice. We believe that the Supreme Court will do justice in the cases where we recorded temporary setback like Zamfara and Plateau State. On the off-season elections in Kogi, Bayelsa and Imo State, the PDP governors support the decision of INEC to investigate the allegation of existence of pre-filled result sheets even before elections started in some places to ensure the confidence of the people in the electoral process. A netizen said, "Democracy is gone with this crop of governors, all scared so the judiciary won't take away their own seat. Bala Mohammed isn't worthy of that position or of that opposition leadership." A guy asked, how does their backing guarantee quality governance in their respective state? Another guy opined, "I will say this again, opposition parties fared better during the last regime because the former president wasn't a politician. But now I will say RIP to opposition parties in Nigeria." Next on What's Trending, we have the NAS member set to marry off 100 female orphans in Kebbi State. Sani Yakubu Noma, a member of the House of Representatives representing Arugungun Arugui Federal Constituency of Kebbi State at the National Assembly, said he has concluded arrangements to marry off 100 female orphans in the state. Speaking to journalists at his hometown in the Arugungun area of Kebbi State, the lawmaker said the marriage plan was part of his contributions to the welfare of orphans in his constituency. He said the marriage ceremony will take place at the palace of the Emir of Arugungun, Alhaji Sama'ila Muhammad Mera, on Saturday, November 25th. He said a committee has been set up for the successful implementation of the event. Those selected to be married out were drawn from the two local government areas that he is representing at the National Assembly. He added, "Already I have procured beds, mattresses, essential furniture, and other matrimonial commodities to the beneficiaries." A netizen asked, "Why not empower them? What kind of country is this?" A guy opined, "Marry all of them off, especially since they have no skills and or qualifications and they need you to buy bed and furniture for them to even live. Multiply poverty. Do this so they feel retardedly indebted to you and you can weaponize the poverty mindset when you need it, sir." Good one, sir. And thanks also for choosing spouses for them. Okay, I sense sarcasm there. A lady asked, "And what happens to the male orphans?" A great question there. Now let's take a short break, and when we come back, you will see what the coroner on Mohbad's case is saying. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's Newsfeed. The Lagos State government on Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023, told the coroner investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of Afrobeat singer Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad, that the toxicology test on his body was being conducted in the United States of America. This was disclosed to Magistrate Adetayo Shotobi by a Lagos State Counsel, O. Akinde, after lawyers to other parties in the inquest demanded to know why the autopsy report was not ready. In response, Akinde said that the most crucial aspect of the autopsy to determine the cause of death of the late music star was being carried out by experts in the U.S. He said the toxicology test, which has to do with the internal body, is being done in the U.S. The developments made the coroner ask why the toxicology was taken abroad when there are toxicology laboratories in Nigeria. Akinde told the coroner that Lagos State decided to do it in the U.S. because of the nature of various substances alleged to have either been injected or taken by the deceased, and the need to prevent controversy over the autopsy report when it is finally presented. A netizen said, "A whole giant of Africa does not have the equipment for that. What a shame." A lady wrote, So you are all saying a toxicology test cannot be conducted in Nigeria. The samples had to be sent to the US. Yet we have all these smart people that graduate as toxicologists every year. This rotten system has failed Africa. A guy opined the same people shouting why US will be the same people shouting they manipulated the result if they do it here in Nigeria. Next on What's Trending, we have Chef Dami invited by the police for questioning over the petition allegedly filed against her by her pastor, granted administrative bail. Chef Dami was on Thursday, November 23rd, invited for questioning by men of the police AIG Zone 17 in Akure, Ondo State, following a petition allegedly filed against her by her pastor. Confirming reports of her invitation to Linda Ikeji blog, the spokesperson of AIG Zone 17, DSP Hakim, said that the police received a petition against Chef Dami and she was invited for questioning. He said Dami honored the invitation on Thursday afternoon, November 23rd, and was thereafter granted administrative bail after providing a surety. She is not in our custody. She was not detained, he said. Recall that Chef Dami came to limelight after she attempted to cook for 120 hours straight, days after Hilda Bassi broke the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking hours by an individual. Dami, who had the backing of her pastor and church members, later fell out with him. She went on to accuse him of threats to her life. The clergyman then filed a lawsuit against her, demanding that she retract the threat of life allegation. A netizen commented, "Dear pastor, please, with all due respect, do not disgrace yourself again. You lured her to mess herself up and you want to mess her or mess yourself up again. Respect yourself and withdraw that case." A guy wrote, "I think her pastor has done the right thing because she publicly said if anything happens to her, then the pastor would be responsible for it. So reporting to the police to clear his name is the right thing to do." Another guy added, "Lesson to learn. Don't push or don't be pushed to do what is against your wish just for temporal publicity." Now, so what's trending is a Ghanaian member of parliament, Isaac Adongo, has apologized to Manchester United defender Harry Maguire for comparing him with the country's vice president, Mahamudu Bawumia. Back in 2022, Adongo criticized the VP for the country's poor economic performance. He also compared the VP to Maguire because they were both not contributing much to their teams. During a budget debate in the Parliament House on Tuesday, November 21st, Adongo apologized to Maguire, saying that the England defender has now become a transformational footballer, while adding that the VP now roams at the IMF with a cup in his hand. Take a look at what Adongo said.
Speaker, you remember that last year, I was very quick to compare my big brother, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to Harry Maguire. Mr. Speaker, I now apologize to Harry Maguire. Mr. Honorable Chairman, sir, you got very angry when I used your defender as an example. Today, Maguire has turned the corner, is a transformational footballer. Harry Maguire is now scoring goals for Manchester United. Mr. Speaker, Harry Maguire is now a key player for Manchester United. As for our Maguire, he is now roaming at the IMF.
with a cup in hand.
With a cup in hand. As for our Maguire, the economic Maguire, now was able to get pensioners to leave their homes and come and parade in the streets.
A guy opined, Harry Maguire suffered that year. Every Man United loss was blamed on him, even when he is on the bench. Another guy said, "This scene never gets old." So hilarious. And someone else said, "May those who criticize you and talk you down come back to glorify you." Well, meant to that. And lastly, onto a funny video of a boy who is a pro in flip. Take a look.
Go.
A very determined boy there. And that is all on Newsfeed today on Trust TV. Follow us and subscribe to all our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. Bye.